my dreams keep flying away, and somewhere far beyond. Keep chasing them and I never rest for a day. There's something I don't do. I feel the wind blowing my face, but that's alright. I smile at people passing by. Some smile back, some might not. I'm always looking for a shade when it's hot. I've been low-key and I'm trying to stop. God, I'm feeling good. Yeah, but when off I go. Pretty afternoon, it's a fast forward. Looking at the skyline, looking back at my life, and I gotta say it's one of a kind. Yeah, but when off I go. Pretty afternoon, it's a fast forward. Looking at the skyline, looking back at my life, and I gotta say it's one of a kind. It's been a while since I ran into you on a street. I wonder if you moved. Hope everything is going amazing for you, and you're not feeling blue. I feel the rain pour down my face, but that's alright. I smile at people passing by. Some smile back, some might not. I'm always looking for a shade when it's hot. I've been low-key and I'm trying to stop. God, I'm feeling good. Yeah, but when off I go. Pretty afternoon, it's a fast forward. Looking at the skyline, looking back at my life, and I gotta say it's one of a kind. Yeah, but when off I go. Pretty afternoon, it's a fast forward. Looking at the skyline, looking back at my life, and I gotta say it's one of a kind. I slip to the right, to the blue. I slip to the right, I slip to the right, to the blue. I slip to the right. God, I'm feeling good. Yeah, but when off I go. Pretty afternoon, it's a fast forward. Looking at the skyline, looking back at my life, and I gotta say it's one of a kind. Yeah, but when off I go. Pretty afternoon, it's a fast forward. Looking at the skyline, looking back at my life, and I gotta say it's one of a kind.
Oh, honey bunny, sugar plum. White collar, white collar, white collar, white. Oh, honey bunny, sugar plum. White collar, white collar, white collar, white. You're such a fool if you believe that you found the Jew, yeah. You're such a tool if you believe that you found the view, yeah. Your soul doesn't burn the fire. Your heart doesn't shock the wire. Oh, honey bunny, sugar plum. White collar, white collar, white collar, white. Oh, honey bunny, sugar plum. White collar, white collar, white collar, white. A white collar, she's probably asleep. A white collar, she doesn't wanna mate. A white collar, she's probably asleep. A white collar, she doesn't wanna meet. Oh, honey bunny, sugar plum. White collar, white collar, white collar, white. Oh, honey bunny, sugar plum. White collar, white collar, white collar, white.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you guys are doing good today. Life is treating you well. Today is Wednesday, the 24th, baby. And today's my hubby's birthday. and so I can't stay on here too long, but just a little bit. So happy birthday to the old man with his titties out. Oh my goodness. And before we get started, we got to do our little disclaimer here. Everything is for entertainment purposes. This content is intended for entertainment purposes only. The views expressed during this live stream, whether whispered, shattered, or typed in all caps, are opinions, are personal commentary. They do not constitute legal, factual, medical, or spiritual advice unless you count sarcasm as spiritual practice. All individuals mentioned are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. We are not liable for opinions, hot takes, or keyboard confessions of panel guests, chat participants, or that one person who thinks emojis are punctuation. Viewer discretion is advised. Fact check everything, seriously. All right, this broadcast may contain adult humor, occasional shade, and that kind of commentary that your mama don't like. All right, bottom line is this show is not a subpoena. Laugh. Let's have some fun. All right, and if you're 18 or older, stick around. If you're 18 or younger, go watch some puppies. Thanks. All right, so I went and I wanted to look into some stuff. Okay, because things just aren't adding up to me in my observation of a timeline. Okay, so I said, let's go back and take a little look see. So I went back and took a little look see, and then I went on my own little research fest, which I'm about to show you. Oh my goodness. So, first of all, what we're going to do is I'm going to share this information with you first. Everybody in the chat, I appreciate you for coming and spending a little bit of time with me today on your humpity hump day. Thank you, Mama Bear, for being in the chat. I appreciate it. Hey, Oz. Hey, Misty. Becca, thank you for being in the chat, taking what we found. We're going to put it together, Becca. Okay, we're putting it together. Things don't add up. When things don't add up to me, then I've got to find the information. All right, and I'm going to show you guys exactly. Like, I'm not going to show screenshots. I'm not going to show. I'm going to just. We're just going to. I'm going to do it so you guys can see where I'm getting the information. Okay. Thank you so much. I'll let him know. He is currently not in here. Uh, he could get out of here, T. Roland. Get out. That guy. I keep saying, I wish him the best of luck. Find your niche, do your thing. Good luck to you, sir. Sometimes, whenever we have to pick our battles here on social media platforms, and whenever I see that, it's just not worth it to me because I'm really invested in seeing where this goes with the Whittakers. I'm invested to see where the breakdown went. Okay, so for me, a little wet behind the ears for me to put an opinion on him yet. We'll give him a couple years and see what happens, right? Okay. So, but he did take the video down of me. I'm yet to get an apology. I'll wait. All right. So, I'm telling you, he's, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. He's going to bark up the wrong tree, and then that'll be that. And I have nothing to do with it. Zero. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. And yeah, but I'm always here to watch the drama. Don't let me get it twisted. Now, I'll watch a good roast. I'll watch some shit go down now in the bushes. But I don't have to be involved. So, I'm going to share this with you guys because I found this information to be pretty good. And I went up on um, Tottie's yesterday. She asked me to join her panel, and I said sure. So I did. And why is it not showing what I wanted it to? That's okay. We can go there. No problem. Um, and it got me thinking. So I said, and I didn't have proof to show that I like whenever I say something, I like to have proof, period. So I told her that I would show the proof. Well, here's the proof, okay? And not that she asked me for it. She didn't. But, I know how it is. People say things and then they can't back it up. And we always like to hear from the horse's mouth, per se, right? So I'm like, and she said she'd like to see it. So I would be more than happy to show it. Okay, so here it is. So let me make sure you guys can see this. Yes, you can. Okay, fantastic. So here is on September the 5th, okay? And first of all, I want to make sure the audio is okay. I want to make sure everybody can see what they need to see, hear what they need to hear. There's no echo. There's nothing going on, right? Okay, let me head over here to the chat. All right. So on this date is, as you can see, and there's a blue check mark. You've seen me go to his name. You see the blue check mark. Everything is legit here, right? Okay. So here's the blue check mark. This is him. This is his information. 183K followers. I do not think this is a made up account. I think this is legit, okay? Because I don't think a troll account would have a blue check mark and 183K followers. I think this is legit, right? It's just for the people that are like, well, I don't know. This is it. Okay, I'm not saying anyone has, but just that this is how I like to show information. All right, so it says, just had our first meeting with the city and got all of our applications with the permits and necessary documents to get this thing rolling. So on September the 5th, Mr. Carroll came on here and made a public statement September the 5th at 10:02 a.m. stating that they had their first meeting with the city and got all of our applications with the permits and necessary documents to get this rolling. All right, meeting the house. Okay, meeting the house. So I decided, what does it take to get a building permit? So I went over here, and in the area of West Virginia, which I'm going to show you, make sure you guys can see this. No, you can't. Okay. We're going to jump back and forth, so just bear with me. Share this tab instead. Okay, make sure you guys... Okay, so you guys can see where I'm at, right? West Virginia. Berkeley, West Virginia. This is the county. Okay, so this is where, you guys with me? You following me? Am I going too fast? Okay, what does it take to get a building permit? What does it take? September 5th. I want you guys to keep September 5th in your mind. September 5th. Okay, I want you to keep this date in mind. Please write it down, stand up, shake it in your pockets, whatever you got to do. Keep this in your mind, okay? So I'm like, what does it take to have a building permit? Okay. So the building permit is here. And what it includes: construct, enlarge, alter, remove, move, demolish, or change the occupancy of a building or structure. Okay, so this is it. Includes prefabricated structure, decks, change applications made at the Department of Building Permits inspection, and it tells you where. Residential building permits. 2 sets of detailed construction plans for residential structures to include footing, foundation plan, floor plan, and cross sections. 1 set of construction plans will be returned with appropriate comments. Well and septic permits. Let's keep that, listen. Well and septic permits from the health department or letters of availability from appropriate public utility. Okay? All subcontractors must be listed on the application with the West Virginia Contractor's License Number. Okay. Assessor's statement. Assessor's statement. Where you pay your taxes, people, and stuff like that. Assessor's statement and Planning Commission statement need signed by their offices. Manufacturer trust details. If trusses are to be used. Land beam, I joist specification and design. If applicable, steel beam sizes you. Okay, that's like all the stuff that you need to have when you do a house. Signed construction agreement. Signed construction agreement and one copy of the plot plan is required showing the location of any existing structures, existing and proposed driveway access, limits to disturbed area and stockpile area, and locate this is all you need, people. This is all you need. Okay, this is what you need. Square footage totals, drainage direction, driveway, off Slate Highway, all of this needs to be done. Okay? All of this needs to be done. All of this needs to be done until when you go get a building permit. Does this shit make sense to you? So, I don't think so. September 5th. Now we're going to jump back over here. Okay, share this tab instead. Make sure you guys can see it. So now we're just going to. Now he got back from. I believe that he went and talked to the city. And I believe what they told them was this. Let me go back to my inbox. Make sure you guys can see this. So here we are with our the meeting, right? First meeting, got the permits, got everything we need. Got everything we need. We move up. September 5th at 1:15 p.m. It's going to be a rude awakening for some of these people one day when they can't wipe their own butt, get off the couch, walk, or take care of themselves. The ones that like to make fun of the disadvantage. Okay, keep going up. At Now remember, he done been to the place with all of the permits. You know, we got his permits, got it going. Now at 4:49 p.m. on September the 5th, he decides he better take a walk to find out where he's going to put the house. Fuck. Okay, let's watch.
They got 17.6 acres. What we're trying to do right now is to find the edge of the Whittaker's property, which has not been seen in many, many years. Probably looking at about 40 years.
Okay, so there he is. He's walking, scouting where you might want to think about telling the Whittakers where they're going to put their house, right? Someone says, look it up. He never got the permits. It's not there. I'm sorry to tell you. I'm not here to argue with anybody, but go do your own research and then like do your live and I'll come and watch it. So I can watch what you find because if there's other information out there that proves that there are permits and that there's been zoning and that there's been things done on the city level there and the county level to and there is red tape everywhere about where they're going to build a house. They don't even know where they're going to build a house. I'll be more than happy to come and watch your video because I want to be informed, okay? But I'm not going to argue with people in the chat. If we have a different of opinion, that's okay. Okay? I've invited you into my stream. Please, let's be nice. Thank you. It's my husband's birthday. Don't get me cranky. I'm just kidding. All right. So I'm like, okay, who actually owns the land? Okay, share this tab instead. I normally would never put anyone's name out here. The name's been put out here since I don't know, early, 2020. okay, by another content creator that did videos. The address is put out there. I'm going to search by name, owner name one. I'm going to put up Whittaker. Let's see, Whittaker. Make sure you guys can see this. Hang on. I want to show you exactly what I'm doing so no one thinks, ah, she's a buffalo and shit. Okay. So it gives you a whole list of people, right? Well, there's name John and Gracie. Now, am I true on saying that John and Gracie are the parents of Lorraine, Betty, Timmy, Ray, Larry? Okay, let's see what it says. Okay, hit the drop down box. All right, so right here it's going to tell you all the information you need to know. Let's see some details about it. Okay, there you go. That's the owner. They are still the owner. They're still on the paperwork. Okay, they just are. There's nothing we can do about it. It is what it is. Okay. So the partial summary is they own 17.6 acres. It's still in their name, and this is active. They owe no back stuff on it. This is from the portal in real time. Okay. So then there was something mentioning about a heirs. Okay. Something about an heirs. Did you guys see it? Because I clicked off of it. Um, home improvement, the Amish and the air. They still have, you have to make sure that they would still have to go out and mark some areas, in my opinion. Because what if they hit a gas pipe? What if they hit something? I'm sure that the Amish probably have different requirements that they would have to go through. And but there's still some requirements. They can't just say we're going to do what we're going to do. There has to be, and it has to be with the. Well, we can. You know what? I'll make a phone call and see exactly what they say. It's free to get information. So, I think because of the heirship and people are smart, Mr. Wilbanks, that people are going to figure it out. How can he continue on saying that they're going to build a home when a home couldn't be built because of the heirship? Who's older, Betty or Larry? Whose name would it actually just drop into because the parents are no longer there? Would it be Lorraine? She's the oldest of the family. Is she mentally capable of signing something to have a house built? The person who is sticking with it and talking about the home, in my opinion, the one sees big dollars and can't let it go. I don't know what Mr. Patrick's situation is. I've been talking about him a lot. I thought, we would go and look at the other person involved here too, because I would think anybody with such an outstanding record in his life would have an attorney come and speak for him on the behalf of him for the public that did, give money to do what he was trying to do. Hey, Captain Avi, good to see you. So, anyways, the heiress, it's not in a trust. There is no will. Okay, already been handed down. So that right there stops the ball from rolling because Mr. and Mrs. John and Gracie Whittaker are deceased. The next person in line, from my observation, would be Lorraine. Okay, is she? There would be a lot of red tape and a lot of paperwork and having to go through the courts to get this ball going. Okay, that's a lot of time that you would need to invest. It wasn't like a quick, here we go, we're going to do this thing and get it over with, right? So that, in my opinion, it continues on going. Continues on going. The Whittaker probably is in probate. It might well be. Hang on, I got to put you on mute just a second. Sorry, I never not take a call from the daughter. If it's an emergency, I take it. You know, you never know. Even though she's an adult, you'd never know. Okay, so I get what people are saying. I understand that, but he hasn't showed anything. So, and he didn't that day. But anyway, we'll continue on. So it goes on. That's, I know. For me, the biggest problem is Pat is acting like he'll reunite with probate legal directions filed in court. Not that I've found yet. Not that I've found yet. But I have to do this on the time that I have available to me, like I did with this stuff. I don't have a lot of. I have a certain amount of time that I can dedicate. So Eric, oh God, it's getting wild in here. All right, so we're going to continue on looking as things start to fall apart. From my own observation, I am not saying this is true to be a fact, but from me watching the stuff play out, and I have a right to my observation. Call me, say it's wrong or not, but from my observation, as we go through the Facebook stuff, things start to come unglued during this September 5th situation, okay? Because he just got back from the city. I think he now, my observation, I think he knows that it's too much. Like it's no way. Like stuff's tied up in probate. The name isn't in anybody's name. You know, there's a lot of red tape that's going to happen with this. With Amish involved or not, the Amish cannot come to my house and build a house on my land without consent. Just can't happen. I don't give a damn. Gotta have a fucking consent. So here we go.
Hey!
I did.
Lorraine, you sit down, brother. I couldn't give you a hug. Go ahead and sit down. What? I got her favorite dinner. What do I got?
Your body.
Your head? Is that where you got stung?
No.
No? Is your head hurting too?
Your dad got 81. My dad.
Guess what, Lorraine? We're going to build you a new house. You want a new house?
Your body.
Get your own bedroom. Timmy will have his own bedroom. You'll have a bedroom. Betty
Way
will
more
have
complicated.
Y'all all have your own bedroom.
Come on.
Hey!
I did.
Hello.
Lorraine, you
That was at 5:06. All right. At 6:13 on the 5th, I have some news the worst possible. Now remember, we done went to the city. We got with the we're on a roll here, people. We got the permits and everything. At 6:13 was live. This is his stage. There you go. 183K followers. You know, this is his blue check mark and all his credentials. All right.
time. The Amish went to the city today. It's the biggest letdown I've just about ever been through in my life. They told me Lorraine wanted to see Timmy today. I agreed. He's been gone. He wanted to see his mama. I get to the property. And as I'm walking up, I look at the camper, and I see some tweaker hands in the camper, in the window. Played it smooth. I bought them supper tonight. I've been spoiling them ever since I've been up here. I hand the phone over to my buddy and said, keep the phone rolling. And I'm not a confrontational guy, guys. I hate confrontation. But I already knew. And I said, who's in that camper? And Larry said, what you talking about? I said, who's in that camper? Nobody's in that camper. I said, Betty, who's in that camper? Nobody's in that camper. I said, yes, they are. I said, I saw those tweaker hands. I said, who is in that camper? They said, nobody. Well, then Larry starts going, well, you missed your court date. I said, no, I didn't. Court date's not until next week. Got 10 days. That's literally, appreciate it, man. It's literally why I'm away from my family right now. Who's in that camper, Larry? Well, she's not in there. Larry, who's in that camper? It keeps going on. Betty, who's in the camper? I don't know. And then finally, well, I guess.
So I'm agreeing. I don't believe that. Says Candace, he didn't run away because of the land issue. He ran away. And you're saying that as a matter of a fact. So do you have anything backing that up? I'm saying this is my observation. I'm not saying it's a fact. I stated the disclaimer in the beginning of this video. I'm not saying anything is a fact. Okay? I'm not saying anything. This is my observation. Okay? My observation. That's it. Okay? He ran away. And I believe that $200,000, if that is true, was spent on, is enough for someone doing drugs. Absolutely. Okay? Mr. Banks Home Improvement says, I'm a whole home builder. That's the only reason I have thoughts about it. I took it as he was getting everything pre-approved and looked at. So, but what was he getting pre-approved, sir? There was nothing. There was no assessor coming out to assess the land. There was nobody coming out from anything that has to be done before you take your stuff to the board. That's all I'm asking. Maybe I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying, Mr. Banks, Will Banks? Mr. Will Banks Home Improvement. There are steps before you go to get there are come on, man. Please, please. There is no way, and you know it, and I know it, no matter who you are, even if you are the Pope, you're not having a pre-approval. The day of he got on there, I showed it, it said, I got everything going, we got the permits and everything, here we go. All right, that's not, then he shouldn't have worded it that way. People take people for what they say. If they're speaking as a matter of a fact. I mean, I can't make it up. I'm not making, you heard it, you read it, I read it. You interpret it wrong way, I interpret the other. Right? And it wasn't anything about pre-approved. We didn't see pre-approved. It said approved. We got it going. Here we go. We got the permits. You know? He wouldn't have convinced them that the home could be built. He shouldn't have until he knew everything that came into order, in my opinion. Okay? In my opinion. But what does somebody's addiction have to do with? What does someone's addiction that is a part of a family member? You're speaking to a lot of people in the United States of America and other countries that has a family member to addicted to some sort of substance. So no one should ever have a home because somebody is addicted to a substance in their family. Alcohol, marijuana, all of it. So is that what you're saying? And that Larry gets intimidated, or Larry is in cahoots, or Betty's intimidated There are ways around that, sir. It's called a financial advisor. It's called an accountant. It's called release so much money daily, weekly. That's how it's worked. It works. You know what I'm saying? There's ways around it. But he didn't show us anything, and that's the problem. He didn't have any septics. That's what I'm saying. They weren't talking about. Never mind. Mr. Banks or Will Banks is the professional builder here, so everything he says is supposed to be the truth, right? I would get you to sign a contract before I pulled a permit. There is no company, Mr. Will Banks Home Improvement. There was no company that we didn't see anything. There was he said the Amish, okay? There's still legalities that could have been proven, could have been shown. You have to go through a system to get it done. I'm just you it doesn't matter. You have to go through a system to get it done. And there was who wrote the contract then? Where is the contract? So he could pull the permit. Who wrote up that contract? What attorney wrote up that contract? What building supply company? Where is that contract, Mr. Wilbanks? That's my question. These are all questions. I'm not accusing, I'm saying from my observation. Everything I say here is just speculation and take it as you want. It's for entertainment purposes only. So, I don't know what to tell you. It's all suspicious, or it wouldn't be under investigation. Oz in for the day. The investigation shouldn't be enough to make your mind up. Someone could call your state and claim that you defrauded a bunch of people out of money, and the cops will release the same statement. And I would have to agree with that, but there has to be something that would make them do that, right? There was no proof, Mr. Will. I don't want to say your name wrong. I'm not trying to chop your name, sir, for real, but the chat goes fairly quick, and I can't keep your thing on there unless I put it on the screen. And I don't want to make you feel like I'm pointing you out because everyone has a right to have their view. Okay, I'm not trying to argue with you. I appreciate your point of view. We always appreciate someone else's point of view and have an adult conversation. I learn a lot from having adult conversations with someone that doesn't have the same point of view as me. All right. Yeah, even everyone is required to have permits and stuff. You just can't say, "Oh, I'm gonna." The Amish have to have a permit, but they don't have to follow every single rule. Right, and I get that because just like a lot of the native, I have a lot of native people in my life, okay, and a lot of things like they can fish wherever they want. Okay, we'll just put that out there. Anywhere that they can fish wherever they want. They don't need a fishing license. Stuff like that. I get it. But to build an entire home, there are rules that are put into place. So, but and nothing there was nothing showed. But we're going to keep moving on here. I appreciate your input though, sir. Honestly, I do. I honestly do. And let's be nice. No one's attacked him in the chat. No one call anyone names. We're always open for, but read to learn, not read to respond. That's what I have to check myself all the time, honey, because I'm reading to respond to your ass. But I have to read to understand and then be like, okay, let's think about this. You know.
Yes, it's PJ.
And it is a community issue, in my opinion, because we people in the community that support the Whittakers throughout 2020 all the way to current situation, it is their money as a whole, right? So we are going to pay attention to every T and every I. When you ask people for money, just like if someone comes to you in your personal life and says, "Can I borrow $200,000 to build a house?" You're going to say, "Well, what is your plan? Where's your plans? We want to know what the shit is, right? Before we sign on the dotted line." It's no different than here when you ask the community for money, in my opinion.
Hey, you guess it's BJ. You guess it's BJ? Well, then the story turns to, well, you missed your court date yesterday on the protective order. No, I didn't. The court date was 10 days from when I got that protective order for Betty. It's literally on Wednesday because I'm not going home until Thursday. That's why I'm here this extra time.
I remember
Well,
that was sad.
Betty's not supposed to be around BJ, neither is Larry. They're not even supposed to contact her. They go to jail. So I said, we got to call 911. We got to call 911. We call 911. I tell them, there's somebody here in violation of the protective order. They get my name, and they said, well, we got to talk to the person who is under the protective order, which is Betty. I get Betty the phone. She walks away, goes inside. Comes back out, hands me a phone and says, here. And I'll walk over. And they said, sir, there's nothing we can do. The protective order has been squashed. It was ripped up, basically. They're not allowed to tell me. They gave up on the court order. I don't know how to feel right now. I spent all day long. My buddies are from out of town on their own dime. We got the Amish involved, ready to go. We spent all day long at the city today getting the permits, everything going, walking the property, talking to Betty about where she wants the home. They was acting so nice. I was thinking, man, the drama's not there. Maybe we're getting somewhere. And then I pull up on the property and I see those tweaker hands. And I'm going to tell you, you want my truth? There's 3 people that I really want to pull for up here, and it's Ray, Lorraine, and Timmy. Thank you. But I have...
Now, I want you guys to remember something. The Whittakers never went to anyone, Patrick or Mr. Eric, to ask for help. They've chose upon themselves to offer support, offer guidance, whatever they think that's necessary to get them content and to build a house. They weren't out on social media asking for help. I want you guys to always remember that, because in my point of view, a gentleman said it pretty damn good. It's poverty, poverty exploitation, is in my opinion. Poverty porn, and it's sad. I don't think he could have gotten it that quick, but I guess it's possible. The Amish come with everything prepared, and they're really good at it. I watched them have one in 36 hours once. I think once everything's set into stone, that would be 100% possible, Mr. Will Banks. I think that if everything's set into stone, like all the zoning is done and all that kind of stuff, I think it could be possible that they could do it lickety split. They're amazing people and with amazing building techniques. Okay, um, I, I I don't have anything built from the Amish, but um, I would have to say I've seen things that they've done, and it can be done very quickly. It's like a science the way they do it, and I think they're amazing. And I think it could have been done, but there are other things that have got to be into place before. He made it sound like it's happening immediately when there is simply a process. And I think that, in my opinion, okay, I think that once he knew that there was some situation with the owner of the property, who owns it, how it's going to trickle down, that Larry could be. I don't know who's older. If Betty's older than Larry, who was born first? What in the research that I found, it was Betty and then Larry. Either one of those 2 people, they don't trust because of BJ. They give in to her every wimp with the drugs, allegedly. All right. But at the end of the day, it shouldn't have mattered who was in their life. I don't control anybody's money just because you subscribe to me. doesn't mean that I'm going to tell you how to spend your money. If a trust account would have been set up with proper management, the same thing wouldn't have happened as it did with Mark. You understand me? You get a percentage every month. This is what you get. The rest is in a trust. You can't touch it for the next 15 years. Those types of steps, I know for a fact, can be put into place. I know for a fact that can be put into place. Okay? But unfortunately, everybody put the cart before the horse. And that's just my opinion.
No rights to them. I got probably some of my last video with Timmy and them a few minutes ago.
So he had already threw us. Now remember, this is at
And-
6:13 after he went to the city. Okay, this is why I'm putting it together, and I could be completely wrong. This is just from my observation, guys, and what I found. Who owns the property? How much acres there? What do you have to do to get a building permit? What is if someone's not in a will? What do you have to do? How many court dates? How much money is it going to cost? How long does it take? Right? Okay, this is just my observation. Who's going to own the property once it goes in front of the court system? People that he doesn't trust. Okay, that's my point to this. That's all. That's it. I followed the trail. It's here. It's in the videos, folks. In my opinion, from my observation on public videos.
I'm trying to keep my cool. I went up to him and I said, I did everything I could do for you. And I looked at Timmy and I said,
I
I'm gonna miss
agree.
you, buddy. And he came running behind me, literally running behind me. And he kept pointing, today, he wanted to know if I'm going to be back today. I know what that means now. I've spent enough time with him. And all I did was shake my head no. I've got it all on video. BJ's back. They allowed her back. They've allowed me to do this all week. Be away from my family. Cancel the restraining order. Go through all this. Betty knew. For those who want to know, Betty knew. Betty knew. Larry knew. I believe Kenny knew. He came up earlier. He came riding by when it all happened. BJ's son came by today, the whole 9 yards, asking for money.
Bobby, my
believe-
thoughts too.
A lot of them are getting money from them. I don't know. I've done everything I could do, guys. I want Timmy.
And I agree. If he has an attorney, the attorney is going to tell you, do not make any public statements. But what I would like of to see, and some other people that have donated to the cause, okay, to support the shindig, they would like to have the attorney come and speak something to the song and dance as this. We did receive the monetary money from all social media platforms on the 23rd of September. They are being held in the trust account underneath the Whittaker family name. They will be released after the investigation is completely over. We appreciate everyone that's donated to the Whittaker family, but please be assured that someone with the expertise is handling the money. It was received. It's in a trust account. Rest your minds. Thank you, attorney. Hop, skip, and a jump. You dig what I'm saying? But that's not happened. And they do owe the community an explanation, in my opinion. But who am I? I'm just some lady that gets on here and runs her mouth, right?
And this is why people said not to help the Whittakers. I've got guests from out of town that had guests that came to meet them. I'm going to go try to put on a fake face and get through this, but I don't know what to say to you right now. Betty knew. Tanya, Betty knew. And I've had that feeling before then. I'm here right now because of Timmy. I wanted to leave the other night. They talk out of both sides of their mouth. When they're around one, they talk about one. When they're around another, they talk about the other. They knew. And I think that's probably been the way it's went for as long as you can imagine. Literally, if they could have just done the right thing, they were getting a log cabin, 5-bedroom, kitchen, living room, heated floors, brand new driveway, gates, security. We was literally.
Can I ask you something, Mr. Eric? Did you have somebody that works in finances to access the money that the Whittakers have come in yearly? How much something like that would increase their taxes yearly? And is that something that they could have financially afforded? I know that as soon as you build something on and there's a permit pulled from the county, that means that a tax assessor is going to come out and reassess your house. Meaning that means that your taxes are going to go up depending on what you build. Okay, I know that because I have homes. All right, I do, period. A little bit too much about my life. No, you can't sue to take them. I've already sent them over to my kids in case I have a freaking freak accident and die. All right? Sorry. Not sorry. Anyway, so I know how it goes. And have I built onto property? Yes. So I know how it goes. My husband does too. All right? It's not like our first time fucking living, not experience. It's not like we just was born yesterday type shit. So, in my opinion, he's talking about all this fancy stuff. Do you think that the Whittakers really want a heated floor? Do you think that they would just want something where they can go shit, shower, and shave with everything properly functioning that they can afford throughout the years? That's my whole thing here. Don't dog and pony dance me, man. Okay? I don't like it. I don't like it. Do they deserve the best of the best? Yes, but can they maintain it for years to come with what they receive off of social media? Okay, Social Security, disability, retire, whatever they have coming in. Okay, so that tells me that he has not really spoke to anyone that's educated or has knowledge in this particular situation. He hasn't talked to accountants. He hasn't talked to anyone that can steer him in the right direction to fully help this family for the long haul. In my opinion, uneducated opinion.
Scoping out the property today because we was going to put him in the back where nobody could get to him and mess with him anymore. Had the whole thing planned out.
Daily care.
What's that?
Daily care. Right?
Yeah, the daily care. Social Security cards, IDs, birth certificates. People said, you're doing it so fast. Yeah, that's what I do. I'm from Georgia. I'm going to get done with what I can do. I've been getting roughly 2 to 3 hours of sleep every night since I've been here, missing my family to pieces. I love Timmy. And guys, it's not just Timmy. You go earlier today and look at Lorraine when I came up there. And Ray, Betty, Larry, you guys should be ashamed. Larry's in it for the free ride. That's it. At his age, I got a 76-year-old man, about to turn 78-year-old man up here that works his butt off all the way from Idaho, going through the woods, doing all this, and the person that's there couldn't even fix the toilet after I paid a $662 water bill. He wouldn't even put the tablets in the toilet. That takes 5 seconds to see if that house was leaking. They were going to make good money too, guys. I just had to make sure it was protected. I've sat there on that porch numerous times as people come up getting money from them. And it's a mess. I think this is a situation you can't help somebody that doesn't want to help themselves, and I can't do stuff for people that aren't truthful, guys. Yes, it gets a lot of views. It gets a lot of likes. That's not what I'm here for. I'm going to walk away. Unless I'm wrong, but I'm telling you guys, I'm not wrong. You can see it yourself. Unless that was a fake cop on the phone. I don't think it was. I literally saw her tweak her hands behind that camper looking to see if it was me. They would rather protect that than Timmy. You know what? Timmy does need to be taken away. If they would rather have somebody on that property that would beat him,
Hey, tragic.
that had people that beat Ray,
He does need to be taken away. I never said that before. I was accused that this week of saying that. But if that's what they're going to be doing now, and she's on that property, Timmy don't need to be there. I just got his head healed. I've been medicating it twice a day. And if you could have seen his face when I had to pull away, guys, and I'm not going to lie to him and tell him that I'm going to be back. I don't know if I'm going to be allowed to be back. I don't even want to be down there. I don't want to look at them. I really don't want to look at them. Can't help someone that doesn't want to help themselves. I think this has probably been going on for years. So, and there's so much of that situation that they could have done themselves. I've kept my mouth shut on feces. Oh my God, guys.
So here's where he decides that he wants to say to, I don't know, a whole bunch of people that starting to talk bad, but it was okay whenever it was things were going. Now I'm not going to say that. I don't like the way he's coming on here now and going to disrespect people that have disabilities. For me, I think that there needs to be, which I know people that are working behind the scenes on getting digital law passed for people with disabilities. There are disability acts, but it doesn't cross over 100% to where it needs to be on social media platforms. I think that if someone doesn't have the right to come on here with someone with a disability that just 2 3 hours ago they were giving potato chips to and acting like everything was hunky dory and talking about building a house, then he feels like someone, he doesn't like someone, he's going to now get on here and talk. Is this someone that you would want helping your family? Okay. I understand that people don't like BJ. I understand that she has done bad things. Abso-freaking-lutely. But there are things that can be put into place that will protect the Whittakers and the Whittaker home. And I'm not talking about just an order of protection. You cannot tell this family that all they've known is their family. That's all they have. Drug addict or not drug addict, that she can never be back to that property. If there's no money on hand to have, there's no money on hand to have. Period. If the house isn't in her name, it's just simply not in her name. What are you going to do? Okay? There are steps that could have been taken place to protect the Whittakers. Plain and simple. But I think, in my observation, that it was too much red tape, too many years down the road, and content would have stopped. And it pissed him off, and like he admitted, he contacted the Adult Protective Services, okay, and put a stop to whatever, okay, turned them in, whatever, and now they're gone. This family never came to social media asking for the public to come and film them. I don't even think that they realize the reach that it has, in my opinion. I don't think that they know what 45 million views actually means off of Mark's video, in my opinion. I don't even know if they've even seen one of their own videos, in my opinion. I don't know if Ray's capable of giving consent that he's wanted to be shown on camera after he soiled himself, in my opinion. I don't know if Lorraine wants to be shown eating bags of salty potato chips and when her head hurts, in my opinion. I don't know if Timmy can give consent every day when someone shoves a camera in his face talking about let's go jet skiing and have a good time, but you have the right to film me. I don't know if he can give consent, in my opinion. So the laws need to be crossed over to the Disability Act, because I think that it has a potential to violate other people in this situation. It may not be as clean as we want it to be clean. We may not be satisfied by their living standards. They didn't come to social media begging for help. Social media came begging for them to let them put them on and exploit the living shit out of them. Drug addict or no drug addict. You feel me? And it's disgusting and it's vile. That's why, if you noticed, I try very, 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 very hard not to replay those videos on my channel, because that I'm just like them. I talk about people that exploit people in their worst time of their life. And it's a shame that people want to fight over who did this and y'all, anyone that didn't go and get an attorney to represent them, to represent the Whittakers, to have their best interest at heart, is a shitty ass person, in my opinion. Did they come with the schedule on one day, Wednesdays and Fridays? We're gonna film. You and I wouldn't want someone coming into our house unannounced and just with the cameras rolling, okay? With their 70 some years old, chewing tobacco all over my shirt, accidentally shit myself. But make sure you get that on film, okay, Sparky? No one asked them for permission. I never heard him say, is it okay if I film you? He gets out of the vehicle with the camera rolling, folks. He never says, Lorraine, Timmy, Betty, Ray, I'm on a live. Is that okay? No, but we don't know what's in the contract. But I can tell you something about the contract. It was split by thirds. 1/3 for Patrick, 1/3 for Eric, and 1/3 for the Whittakers. That's a contract that I would have never signed because there are more Whittakers than there are Eric and Patrick. But who was making the most money? Those two were. Think about it, folks. Who was going to benefit from the donations of the house? But without the donations and having a project, you can't get people on board to help you, them to make money. Let's think about it logically, guys. Thanks, Lisa. I appreciate you. I get more hate than I do nice things being said. Let me fucking tell you. And all I'm saying is my opinion. And I doubt, Pindar, good point. Was it done with an attorney or was it a notary or was it damn some chicken scratch on a paper? And I'm like, we gonna do this. No, we need to have a representative to represent the Whittakers. Okay? And I just don't believe it was done. It just didn't happen. Do I think that the Whittakers needed help medically, cleanliness? Yes. But for the world to see, no. For the world to see, no. How embarrassing is that? Up in 70 years old, this is the way your family was raised. This is the education level you have. This is what your parents have taught you to be, how to be. And now someone's going to put you on film in your worst time and exploit the hell out of you. And now we're not even together anymore. Now all we know is gone. Not that they didn't need help. Not that they didn't need resources. There are a lot of people in this world that need help in the United States of America today. All right? But now they're being judged because someone chose to go to their house. They're being brought across the coals because they chose to go to their house in the name of doing God's work. Get the hell out of here with that bullshit. Hey, Toddy. So if you rewind, I did show the thing and we went through it. So if you want to start in the beginning, that what we had talked about yesterday on your podcast. But I'm just so disappointed because nobody's showing the proof. Do I give Patrick some credit for being upfront? Yeah, but he's a suspect to me too. Eric's total suspect to me. This whole situation. Of course, they knew that they were going to make money. Of course. I mean, that's what make content. You should get paid if you're making content. Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. All right. But was it fair? Was the proper consent obtained? Was the best interest of the Whittakers obtained? Being looked out for? I don't know. I can't say that. I haven't seen it. Okay. Yeah, no problem. I just want to let you know. Remember what we had talked about yesterday? I showed it. So I'm not going to watch the rest of this because he does go on and on. We'll skip to the last part because I don't want to hear him talk about stuff like that. And for me,
To try to help them. Yeah. You said 800 2 days. Where did you send that money to? You didn't send it to me. You guys want a person in there that's beating on Timmy? If you want somebody to do that, you're as sorry as they are. So, I don't know what I'm
I
going to do,
don't think
guys.
anybody
I have
wanted anyone to be abused. All right. I don't think anybody wants anyone to be abused. All right. But whenever you're dealing with generational trauma, just having them fill out an order of protection isn't getting through to them the repercussions that has happened now, right? You need to get someone in there to say, listen, Betty, that is qualified psychologist, but you're not qualified to do this, sir, in my opinion. In my opinion, I'm not either. I couldn't have done it. I wouldn't even know where. I have great ideas, but I don't know if I could have implemented it. But before I would have let that camera roll, I would have made sure that we had proper procedures. You're dealing with generational trauma. And if you think a simple order of protection is going to help them get past that generational trauma, then I'm sorry, sir, but that's just not going to happen.
no idea what I'm going to do. I came on here to immediately.
We're gonna drive Mr. Bass to the airport tomorrow.
I got to drive him to the airport tomorrow. I really hate to go in here and get him this news. I have not taken a break the whole time I've been here. Sorry, guys, my signal is messing up.
Thanks, Mama Bear.
It's got to be the shittiest feeling on the face of this earth. I would have went to the end of the world for them. Guys, I watched my dad go through this my whole life. There's a reason these people need help, and it's not easy. For anybody that thought this was a joyride, you have no idea.
You are 100% right about that, sir. There's so many. This is a huge onion with layer after generation after generation after generation, sir. Okay? People that has qualifications to manage this situation should have been on your team first and foremost, in my opinion, before you even try to take a chunk out of the apple. They came sitting on their porch. You came to them. They didn't come to you. Keep that in mind, Mr. Eric. You reached out to Patrick. You came to them. You opened up all the social media platforms, like 6. You monetized them before you had proper people into place, attorneys, financial advisors, a trust, an account, maybe. We don't know, right? Because none of that's been proven. None of that's been shown. But you had no problem coming over and saying, we need this, we need that, I need Airbnb, I need. After you tell your community that I've showed on a previous video that you never asked for money. But I showed you asking for money like more than twice. Okay? So that leads me to believe something is off. Just from my observation, I could be wrong. I'm just a lady with an observation and an opinion from public videos and public statements.
All right. I got to make some calls.
Okay.
Timmy doesn't need to be there. Now, what I was accused of earlier this week, saying that I was trying to get the state to come pick him up, which I never did. But now I'm saying Timmy does not need to be there around BJ. It sucks.
So there is that. All on what day, guys? September 5th, when he met with the county and had the permits. Right? Let's go back. Here it is again. Just had our first meeting with the city and got all of our applications with the permits and necessary documents to get this thing rolling. September 5th at 10:02 a.m. And then by 6:30 at night, after the city allegedly, in my opinion, said, well, there's some red tape we got to get through first, which could be a long time, honey. By 6:30 at night, everything's called off. 6:13 to be exact. Everything's called off. Okay. Then he releases the video at 10 o'clock, be exact, September 5th at 9:58 for you to decide for yourself who's in the trailer. It's all BJ. BJ. She's an easy scapegoat, in my opinion, because she has no credibility, in my opinion. I could be wrong. You know what I mean? I could be wrong. I could be 100% absolutely, completely wrong. But from what I'm seeing, from my observation, from the research that I've done, it's going to take a lot. Building permit process. Look it up on the West Virginia. I showed that in the beginning of the video. So if you're late coming in, please roll back to the beginning of the video. I tried to do it in order so you don't have to jump through. And I did it in the beginning so you didn't have to wait all the way to the end. Okay? A lot of people sure do like to give people that get up here and share information how to do it, right? So what is the guy up to? Oh, Thor, Jesus. Baby, it's good to see you, by the way, Thor. We don't know because he haven't spoke. He hasn't spoke. Mr. Eric hasn't spoke. I would like to ask Patrick if Betty denied Eric permission to take Timmy back to Georgia, and was he upset over that? Because I know he said she did, but I wonder. Yeah, I don't know. Toddy one skip it looks like it. Remember I said I had like a freaking I was like let me look into this, and let me tell you what. I spent time and looking it up, reading it, finding it out, and I was like, and I made a few phone calls too. I just don't feel like that needs to come out yet. I have the numbers. I made the phone calls to the people in that county. It's under investigation, is what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you who I spoke with before I went on this live, and you can take it or leave it. I'm not. I can show you a screenshot because I knew people were going to be like, "Ah, sure, you called them." I did. There was a 2 minute and 30-second conversation that I had. All right, it was quick. I don't blow smoke up people's ass. I ask questions. They give me answers. I write them down. But I'm going to tell you that there is an investigation. Okay, people think that there isn't. There is. Things will come to pass. It takes time. And until they have information to give to the public that won't impede on, because they know how some social media will run with buck wild information and just make up some shit, they're not going to come out with a statement. They're just not. And I'm talking about the state police. So they're just not. They cannot release they can't really speak until they investigate it, because it could hurt because of the way that social media handles things. If I say it's yellow, well, what color of yellow? Was it light yellow, dark yellow, poopy yellow? Well, are you sure it was really yellow, or was it got a tinge of green to it? You know how it goes around here. I really hope someday Betty can get legal advice. Yes, and if I could say anything to Mr. Patrick, I would highly suggest you getting a hold of an attorney there that would maybe do it for pro bono. If not, they have legal aid in most counties, and speak with them to get her representation. I don't think Betty, in my observation from public videos, that she will know exactly what's going on, and she has a right to be represented if she needs one. Okay, but I don't reach out directly to Patrick or Eric. That's they have enough people reaching out, and they're not going to tell me anything anyway. All right, and I know that some people are being accused of profit for information. I don't know who that is. I was sent a clip of something, and then the video was taken down so I couldn't see it. But I also have a video of someone else saying that they were offered money, or they were offered to speak with a certain individual, and they could split the money. I don't know how true that is, because I wasn't privy to that conversation, nor have I heard that conversation or seen any type of links of communication. So I don't feel comfortable saying it's not true or if it is true. I don't know. I don't know the people. Okay, the only thing that I will talk about is things that I can run down myself. That's what I feel comfortable on saying, and that's it. There's going to be a lot of hearsay. Okay, I don't know if that's true. It could be, it could not be. Charles, if Patrick has been a to attorney with Betty, would an attorney already know cleaning? I don't know. I think that she does need someone to represent her. Said your phone said legit. Well, I mean, if I say that's a fact, Jack, then that means that I've doubled down on it. Like I can tell you that in the court records that the mother and father still own the property. That's a fact, Jack. I showed it to you. And yeah, I think that it should be clean. If people want to volunteer and help her clean, she has a right to live in a clean environment as best as it can. I don't know the condition of Betty's house. Is it a waste of time? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I know people that personally live in the West Virginia area, and that is a huge problem. That is a huge problem in West Virginia, and there's a huge problem in a lot of other states too, not just West Virginia. I don't know what you're apologizing for, Eric. Hey, we all make mistakes, baby. We are human, and I'm subject to error every freaking day of the week, honey. Okay? And if I don't mind being corrected because if I've done something or looked up something that's incorrect, please let me know. I'm not on here to think that I know everything about everything and done everything. Hell no, honey. I've only lived on the earth for 51 years. I learn something new every single day, man. And I'm open to learn. Yeah, I hope she doesn't get in trouble. Hey, Florida, laugh in the sun. Baby, it's still hot here. Everybody, Florida, I don't know if you're feeling the same way, but I'm missing fall. I know that we don't get the seasons of the change here. We get maybe 1 month that gets chilly where you can put a hoodie on. That's freaking it. Everybody over there talking about, ooh, it's fall. Ew, shut up. Binyard out. This one said he was going to call the state police and say that they're lying and put in false information on Eric. I was laughing. Gone a very long time. Mm. Oh yeah. Um, I know someone that well, I know someone that but I asked them not to tell me any information, okay? I want to find it out on my own. And I'll tell you why. Because I would never want to involve that person. I don't want them being hunted down like a damn, you know, fresh meat out here because they are not on social media. They were surprised that I knew who the Whittakers. They're like, you know who the Whittakers are? I'm like, well, yeah, of course I've been watching them for years. And they're like, wow. And they found that my perspective was very interesting and that we don't agree on everything, but they're my friend in real life. I had no idea. Okay, I was like, what? I'm like, you haven't seen my videos, have you? And they're like, oh yeah. And it's a very interesting outlook. But I'm going to tell you, I don't agree with everything you say. I'm like, I hope you don't. Let's converse, right? I'm like, yeah, let's have a conversation. Uh, Show the call log. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not calling anyone a liar. Let me tell you. Shush it up. Shush it up, Christoph. Shush it. Oh, that's perfect weather. Windows open, baby. Lord leaves. Oh my God. I am so jealous of you right now. Like for real. For real. Oh my God, I want that weather so bad right now. It's so freaking hot. It's a big scam, and more people are starting to see the big picture. Mm, yeah. You know, I try very hard not to put their stuff on here unless I have to prove a point because I don't want to re-victimize them. And people are like, "Oh, you're using all their videos to make money." No, I'm talking about the fraud. I do. I look into missing children, that people that exploit missing children. Just look through my past videos. That's. I mean. I just didn't start. And you know what's also really crazy? All these pop-up YouTube channels that's just popping up. I'm like, where the hell did you come from? Where did you? It's interesting. Gamer girl, let me go check it out. Let me go in my chat so I can click onto yours. What'd your post say, honey? I'm interested. Let me see what your post say. Let me see what your post say, baby. I got to go over to the chat though on regular YouTube because StreamYard doesn't let me click on your names. Go to channel. Okay, we're going to channel. We're going to go over to Gamer Girl. Check her out. Check her out. She says she has a post. Oh, you did tag me. Is it a post where you tagged me or what? 3 days ago? What's it say? Is this the one you're talking about? Let me go back to the stream. It's a short. Which one, honey? Oh, okay, drop her link. That's good. No, I haven't been able to watch a lot on YouTube the last 24 hours because, like I said, today's my husband's official birthday, but I was busy yesterday. I did happen. I was Toddy. One skip was so kind to invite me on her panel, and I went up there for a little bit, and then I was pretty much off of social media. From today, I didn't see one from today. Oh, a short from today, not a post. Um, did you guys just hear my stomach growl? Holy shit. Um, so I haven't really been and then I did this research. So, um, let's see. I'll show this one and see if this is what you're talking about. I know a lot of things are a lot of people's channel is right. He's Today is his birthday. I said, don't be coming through here. I'm gonna be on a live. Don't be showing your man titties. I'm not exploiting them, and it's okay for people to discuss them. It's national news. There's a difference in making money or causing red flag. Yeah, I try very hard, but I have people that keep me in check. I have people that I can talk with and say, how can I approach this without feeling disgusting? Is this the one you're talking about, ma'am? Let's read it. Adult Protective Services secured orders to remove the vulnerable adults from residents near Tommy Creek in Odd. Due to safety concerns, police were called to escort and assist with the removal. One individual was reported as potentially combative during the process. Huh. Is that the one you're talking about? Oh, he does, Becca? That'll get you shut down fast, Becca. That's what I heard, anyways. Yeah, it is today. I just tagged you. Okay, let me see. This must not be the one. Let me stop sharing. I don't know why. Well, let me tell you, I have a laptop that just doesn't like to keep up with my stuff. Okay, but I'm thinking about getting myself a new computer. I had a new computer at one time, but then I gave it to somebody because I didn't really know how to work the damn thing. It was like a gaming computer. I'm like, the screen was like too. I'm like, this hurts my eyeball. This isn't for me. I give it to a family member. Like, here, this is not working good for me. It's a whole damn game. I didn't know how to work it. I didn't know how to work this fucking thing. So I just want, what happened to the regular desktop computers in life? You just stick it up there, it does what you need it to do. But I don't see where you tagged me in anything, but let me refresh. Let me see what you're saying. Maybe Mama Bear can find it, um, and then I can grab it from there. Uh, when this is over, the channels will disappear. Watch, I'll have the popcorn ready. And we'll move on to something different. We'll move on to something different that has a lot of speculation going around it. And we try to debunk what people say. Like if someone says a child, missing children case that is high profile or whatever, we just try to go in and find the truth, right? So you're always, even if you come over here for the Whittaker stuff, no matter what, you can come over here and we can just decide what we want to talk about. So I'm not, maybe Mama Bear can find it because I'm not seeing anything like except what I just saw that's new. That's the latest, the post. 2 minutes ago. Here we are. Okay, got it. Got you. It showed up. I'm a little, a little slow with the internet and stuff, I guess. All right, let me share this. More's coming out. Let's listen to. This is that guy from Facebook. Yes, I have Sugar Nova. I'm like, that's very interesting to me. Damn, person in the damn car. He had that girl in the car for so long. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? That's crazy. That's crazy town to me. All right, so let's add this. There, I got it. I got it. This takes a while. Patience is a virtue. All right, turn it up just a little bit. This is not my content.
These 10 and 20-minute videos, too much. Ain't nobody watching them. So, first and foremost,
His audio isn't real good, but okay.
I'd like to apologize for using the F-bomb today in the video that I loaded because I was pretty upset. This one don't have F-bombs in it. I was mad, and I'm not mad about the money. I'm not mad about the publicity. People keep saying you're mad, you're jealous. There's actually one or two people that keep saying that in every video. It's not a bunch of people, but yeah, keep saying I'm mad, I'm jealous.
Anthony,
what am
good
I
to
mad
see
and
you.
jealous about? Going to jail?
That's crazy.
Illegal content? Not hardly. So, I'm making a dollar here. I've made $1, $1.38, $1.38, $1.38, $1.38, down now 30, now 39 to 39 to 40.
This guy. What the hell? We're at an auction now. That's funny. I'm sorry. That's funny. But really, you don't make a lot off of like your AdSense and stuff. You just don't, guys. I think that we're not the Whittaker family. I'm not that interesting. So I don't make nowhere close Whittaker money for the love of God.
Come on,
Or
guys.
I wouldn't be, let me tell you what, if I made Whittaker money, me and my husband wouldn't be home today on his birthday. We'd be like in the Bahamas or something.
The wagon wheels are square here, okay? So, second part. Patrick's in Texas. He's hanging out with Jason McLeland, and he is
Oh,
involving that guy. That's his kickstand, like kickstand, something to lean on. And the reason why he's doing that is because Patrick thinks that he could potentially go to prison. And if he goes to prison, guess what? Somebody needs to be able to run the Facebook pages. Somebody needs to be able to make the money. Somebody needs to be able to load some content. And somebody needs to be able to put some money on his books while he's sitting up there in that hoosh cow because his mama and his sister ain't going to do it. I promise you, not much. They give him 100 a month, but he wants Jason McLeland to make the content, make the money, and send some money to the books. That way he can pay his bubba off. You know what I mean? That way he don't have to sit on the top bunk. But his big ass ain't climbing up there. So, Jason McLeland, my message to you yesterday was go back to wherever you came from. I was thinking that you were here for some reason because I wasn't thinking Patrick would get his broke leg on a plane, but apparently he did. So hopefully that Airbnb's comfortable that you got out there, Paul Powell.
but I thought I seen him in a truck though. Just not last night, the night before. But then the picture came out before. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. I haven't went down this rabbit hole to verify.
You guys stay tuned. Stick around and stay tuned and watch what happens. Peel the banana bag and get you a bite of that because Patrick and Jason are correlating content, and they're getting ready to. They'll wait till Patrick gets home. They ain't gonna release it while he's
Right?
still out there.
Make a damn
They'll wait
cake,
till
girl.
Patrick gets back to West Virginia, and then he's gonna start releasing this content, some exclusive Whittaker content, interviews, podcasts, whatever. His page will run up to 100,000 followers because Patrick and his minions will be like, "Oh boy, here's some more content we can watch up the Whittakers." Hey, J-Mal, come over here and look at this new video they got loaded. This is exclusive content. Nobody's seen it before. This is that good stuff. This is the one where Timmy actually got wet and he wasn't using pool noodles. So,
This guy, I'm sorry, but I have 5 brothers, and this guy has got an attitude like one of my brothers. I'll introduce you to my brother here in just a second. Hang on.
now you guys know. There's my 4-minute synopsis of what's really going on. Careful who you tell your business to because somebody's always going to leak it out. You know what I mean? And then plus Facebook is loaded. I'm talking about like all the way to the top cap with FBI agents. You guys should have went to the FBI Academy and became FBI agents. Messaging me and telling me the stuff that y'all see and plus I listen to, but daggone man, you women, woo. Ain't no wonder nobody can get nothing past you guys. Y'all are snapty sharp. Y'all are like sharp cheddar from Cracker Barrel. Anyway, next video coming out, we're going to get into depth of some other things. I know you guys are wanting to know about Timmy and Lorraine and Ray. They're good. They're safe. They're in a state-ran facility. 3 hots in a cot. The medications. The warm, clean bed. Timmy's not happy where he's at. He wants to be back with his family. I think Ray and Lorraine are kind of a little disoriented and discombobulated. They're kind of like on vacation, but they don't really understand exactly what's going on. Timmy, however, he does understand a little more of what's going on, and he don't want to be where he's at. So we would like to try to get the family back together. That's the goal here. Let's get the family back together. That can be achieved by Patrick and Eric being out of the picture and Betty having some representation and help herself because it ain't gonna happen with Patrick and Eric and it ain't gonna happen with this new Jason McLeland guy and all this stuff that you guys are trying to get involved with. And if you guys watched the girls post today, the one that was out there talking about how was it Combs talking about how Patrick contacted her and said, let's do a podcast and split the money, I'll give you the beans on the Whittakers, and then she busted him out. That ain't just her. There's about 10 people that he's done that way, and that's what he's doing with McLeland here. He's trying to get that algorithm and that traction going because he's wanting to get that big baller shot collar money going. And you guys are drinking the Kool-Aid. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid and start drinking the Hawaiian Punch. Come on now.
Okay. Very interesting.
Hey everybody, this is Mark.
What the heck?
I thought I'd address something.
Where do I hear that coming from?
Have questions about.
I hear something.
There's a young YouTuber named
Oh, there it is. I'm going to introduce you to my family member. Just give me 1 second. Let me get if I can find it. Oh my God. I don't know if I can find it now. I seen it somewhere. Maybe it's in this one. Just give me a second. So do you guys think that he's actually in Texas with that guy. I can't remember where I put it. Let me go to StreamYard. No, I want to know what podcast Patrick was going to go on. I don't know. Mother, I can't find the video. Damn it! I don't know which screen thing I. If you guys don't mind sitting like just 2 minutes here, I'm gonna put you on mute for 1 second. I'm gonna try to find the video. Just hang out for 2 seconds. It's gonna be worth your time. Sorry, I didn't play the elevator music, but let me look at it. I could probably find it over here better. I don't remember what I did with it. I hate when I do that. Then menopause brain, for the love of God. No, maybe Mama Bear remembers where it is. I'll have to check my. I know she probably wouldn't. I thought it was in one of my videos though. Like I shared your videos. Let me look at my videos. Damn it. I seen it the other day. I was like, I gotta introduce my brother to everybody. Go to the next page. Nope. Hell, I don't know. See if it's in the shorts. If I don't find it today, I'll find it for you guys. Yeah, I don't remember where it's at. I don't even know what to search. I know it, Mama Bear. I can't remember where it was, but it's funny. Oh, that'll give you something to look forward to. Where's the guy getting information on the Whittakers that are institutionalized? House. I think the guy lives in the area, to be honest with you. Um, and he has for and he knows people. You know what I mean? So that's what I think. Anyway, let me see if I can search this real quick and see if I can find it. That's not it. I really wanted to show you guys that's so funny. I think I can find it this way. Nope. I'll have to find it. I will next time I go live, guys. I bet Betty finally gets to see Timmy, Lorraine, and Ray. I bet that would be a beautiful reunion. Yeah, but someone else was saying that they might make him more upset. You know? Yeah, that's what I. Yeah, I think so. That's what the name was, but I don't know. I can't verify anything, so um, you know, that's sad. It's got to be hard for all of them, though. You know what I mean? Because um, they haven't seen each other and they haven't been away from each other. And I don't know if how Lorraine and Timmy would have been handling a situation if Eric would have took him to another country. You know what I mean? Or not another country, another city, Georgia, another country, another place because they've never been apart. They've always sit on the porch with each other, and that's what they did. You know what I'm saying? So I think that would have been sad. I think it would have been sad for them to be taken for a long extended period of time. And I have my own thoughts on why I think he wanted to take Timmy with them. In my opinion, I'm taking the content with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna go on and take the content with me. Now that's my opinion. I can't verify that, but I don't know. It's just really freaking weird, don't you guys think? How all this went out. I don't know how long this investigation is going to be, but I hope that, and I really hope that it can be handled and Whittaker's whoever can come home. Timmy may be able to come home with assistance. Betty does deserve a house, like Larry or not, and what he does with his child that is addicted to drugs. That's their business. Okay, that's their business. That is not our business. All right, and there shouldn't ever be any type of anything attached to it. If you're gonna do something, kindness of your heart, then it shouldn't be, well, only if you do this, only if you do that type of shit, right? I don't think that's fair, you know? I don't think that's fair. Just gonna say, do you think Ellie will make a statement when they're done with? I think so. Um, that's exactly what I've been. Hey, Beezer, good to see you. Yeah, it's too much controlling. Who are we to judge? What would you do if you had a child like that on drugs? I'm sure people wouldn't just throw their child away. You know what? Here's what I've always said. As long as there's a breath still in somebody, there is hope for them to become sober. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to fall for their shenanigans all the time. That doesn't mean that you fall for their schemes. And that doesn't mean that you don't protect yourself mentally, physically, financially, emotionally. But I don't give up on people because I've seen people that were addicted for years. They turned their life around and they have 15, 20 years sober on off of alcohol, drugs. Okay? Good people. Good damn people. I'd leave $1,000 million on the table with that person. And I know that $1,000 million would probably be in the exact same spot untouched. That just would. Well, I kept it right there. That's where you put it, and I didn't think I needed to move it. So I believe that there's hope for people. I'm not God. I can't judge people. That's one good thing that we don't have to do out here. God said, don't judge people. Love yourself like you love your neighbor. God said we don't got to judge nobody. He said, I'm going to do all that. Look at how big of a weight he took off of our shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Smiley, good for you. She said, I'm 1 year sober. See, now what if someone just kept digging, saying, no, you can't do it. Nope, nope, nope. Don't trust you. Don't run around. I think people that have addictions hear that a lot through their life, and it just makes them feel worse. I'm not condoning addiction. I'm not condoning how people hurt their family in active addiction. And also, people have to do a lot of steps to become. It's hard to get sober, but it's even harder to stay that way. It's what I've heard. Okay. Thank you. When I got pregnant with my last child, I was like, nope, I'm not doing. There you go. You know, great job. And I think that if you have a breath left in you, there's hope. I don't want to lose hope in humanity. I don't want to lose hope in people, man. That would suck if people wouldn't, you know, it would suck. Thank you. The most congratulations I've gotten within this year. It actually really means something to me. Well, good for you. It's hard. I see people struggling. It is hard. It's hard. You know, especially whenever people, it's very accessible now. You know, and I think families go through a lot when they have someone that is active in active addiction. They want to find the good in their loved one. They want to trust them. They want to believe the stories that are coming out of their mouth. They just do because we love them. At the end of the day, we love the person, not the addiction. And, everyone out here can always say, like, oh, well, I don't know. That whole thing just really bothers me. See, Lisa says she knows. That's what I say whenever you're speaking to a lot of people on this platform and just discarding her like trash. She needs help. She does. That's not a secret. She's been offered help. We know that. Okay, we're not new to this over here with the Whittakers, okay? Mr. Eric, we know all of this, man. But that shouldn't have been a. You should. I don't even want to. Don't. Lord Jesus, help me. Damn. Charles, I don't know who you're talking about, so I don't know. Like, I don't know a lot of the content creators on here that are making this stuff. I have time to look what I'm going to do on here. I watch a few. I like watch Tragic, and I watch currently who I'm watching now is Tragic when she goes live. I watch one Toddy and Layla's Toys if I have a chance if they're on. If I catch them, sometimes I don't. But after I'm looking at my own doing my own stuff, it's kind of hard, to then catch them when they're live. Make sure that what you're fact checking, looking for your own information, so I don't go to someone else's channel, take their stuff. You know what I mean? So, yeah, yeah. Exactly, Tiny. There's many a ways that you can keep her hands off of the finances and her not to have access to it. You know what I mean? Tony, amen. My child almost lost his life 3 years ago, but they will never get help. Let me tell you what I have laying on my table right now. I have laying on my table right now a book written by three women that I know personally in my life that have lost their children to addiction. They wrote a book together and how to process death. These women are older women, they're good women, and they've been through a lot. And they wrote a book together. I want to share that book with people, but there are so many trolls out here right now that I would never, ever, ever, and if it can probably help somebody, but I would never want to take their stories that they have taken the time to share to help another grieving mother. I would never want to share that on this platform, and that's a damn shame because people are hateful out here and they're disgusting. So I have to keep this little treasure to myself. But I know people that are in my life that have lost their adult children that were sober once, got back on, and some of them and well, they died. And it's sad. And they done everything they possibly could. But one thing they didn't do was give up hope. They had hope. And they still see their child, not as the addict, but as their child, and that's hard. It's disgusting and that I couldn't share that with you. And I would want to, but I can't because their story means so much to me and it was written so with such emotion that I couldn't do it because they'll have a heyday with it. I see what they did to someone else when they released their book. They left a whole bunch of damn shit on the Amazon stuff. I'm like, you motherfuckers are disgusting, right? Right, Bobby? And having people around um, you that have lost their family member to addiction is hard. I mean, some people don't get that grief, man. It's sad. And to see somebody get up here now, I'm not going to do it because she's still an addict. To me, that hits people in a different level. I know it did me because I have family members that have not family members. I have friends that have family members that have lost their life to addiction, but they still love their child. But they put up safeguards so they couldn't financially abuse them. They couldn't abuse them. There was safeguards. That's why I know that there's safeguards that could have been done here. Okay? I have too many people around me that it's happened to. Just by living life, honey. Just by living life. It's sad. It's really sad. All right, guys. I think I'm going to jump off here and see what my husband wants to do. He just walked in the door. No, his man titties ain't showing on his birthday. Okay, I might go get his nipple pierced. He said, "Get the hell out of here." Who votes nipple piercing for hubby on his birthday? So when he walks behind, if I have my camera on, his nipples are showing. He can have some ding-a-ling-a-lingies. Hey, hubby, let's get you a bell on your titties. I can hear you coming. Come on, honey. I vote yes. I vote yes for the nipple pierces. My hubby don't even have a tattoo. I have tattoos. I have the piercings. My husband is a straight-laced guy, okay? No tattoos for hubby, no piercings for the hubby. But I think today is the day. Nip rings. We're getting us some nipple rings today, everybody. Maybe we don't drink either. Yeah, I don't have my ears pierced. I can't wear earrings, but I had belly button pierced and stuff. But hubby, how about this? This is the plan for the night. How about if you go get really snockered and I take you and get your nipples pierced? If we're not drinkers, but maybe I could go get him some really stout bourbon. Is that a good one, hubby? Bourbon? Or how about we just go for the gold and go get you some Jack Daniels? Get you all liquored up and say, okay, well, hell, we don't even need to go anywhere to get your nipple pierced. We'll do it right here on the damn kitchen table. Get me a needle, you go pick an earring, bam, we'll have it done in no time. Oh, all right, guys, I appreciate you coming over here, hanging out with me. Always a pleasure, never a requirement. And I'll have the damn video whenever you guys come back and see. Maybe it's in here. Nope. I thought maybe I saved it here. I'll have the damn video of my brother when the next time I go live, okay? If we don't do much tonight, I might, and anything happens, I might come back on tonight if we're not doing much. But I always appreciate hearing from you guys, and make sure you take care of yourself out here. Make sure you take care of each other. And make sure you wash your damn hands after you pee. For the love of God, your mother taught you better than that. Till next time, I'm gone.
I'll never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that